Well, this is something very revealing. Bill Gates' patent gives him exclusive rights to computerize the human body. A patent granted to Bill Gates awarded the self-appointed World Health Czar the exclusive rights to computerize human bodies, use them as local wireless networks. Can you imagine? Turning humans into cyborgs? The human body is a vibrating, throbbing, pulsing gateway of tubes and tunnels filled with electrolytes and all capable of transmitting information, the lifeblood of the internet and the 21st century. Now it has emerged that Gates' Microsoft was granted exclusive rights to this ability of the body to act as a computer network. If this sounds too much like science fiction, then you're welcome to check this out for yourself. Microsoft was awarded U.S. patent 6,754,472, which is titled Method and Apparatus for Transmitting Power and Data Using the Human Body, which really should be science fiction if you stop to think about it. Did anybody consult you about whether you are willing to hand over to Bill Gates the exclusive rights to your body? Well, of course not. Civil liberties groups have expressed outrage over Gates' move to patent the human body. Body parts, in this case skin, should not be in any way patentable, said Jim Thomas of ETC Group, which monitors developments in technology. He said there are big questions here about whether individuals will be able to refuse this technology if it is used in, for example, tracking devices. Klaus Schwab's right-hand man, Yuval Noah Harari, says there is no question that individuals will have no say whatsoever about refusing this technology. According to Harari, the designer of life will no longer be God. The WF are going to be the designers of the future of life. God forbid. Harari also explains why Gates' patent on the human body is so important. Gates was at the forefront of the computer science revolution, according to Harari, and he is also at the forefront of the revolution in the biological sciences. And guess what? According to Harari, Bill Gates' two revolutions are about to merge. While Harari is dropping some hints, Gates is remaining coy about what they plan to do to the human body, and more to the point, whose human bodies they plan to computerize. The big question is whether Gates is planning to allow his human subjects a choice in the matter. According to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Gates has a, quote, godlike willingness to experiment with the lives of lesser humans, end quote. Kennedy Jr. goes on to warn that Bill Gates has used his money to systematically purchase, quote, powers exceeding, in some respects, those wielded by presidents, end quote, and is using these powers to experiment on human beings like guinea pigs, quote unquote. Kennedy Jr. on his Instagram page says, Gates' strategy of buying WHO, World Health Organization, and purchasing control of U.S. health officials like Tony Fauci and Deborah Birx means the Microsoft co-founder can now, quote, dictate global health policies affecting 7 billion people and to control the most intimate details of our lives. And he says, under his direction, the WHO is conducting global social and medical experimentation, applying Gates' religious faith that he can use technology, vaccines, and GMO agriculture, and his deep understanding of computers to make him the savior to all humanity. We are his guinea pigs, Kennedy said. If you think Bill Gates' plans for humanity are disturbing, wait until you meet the people he is collaborating with. A controversial proposal by New York University professor to combat climate change through biohacking has attracted the attention of the World Economic Forum and the Gates Foundation. So strap yourself in. Things are about to get weird. Matthew Liao, a bioethicist at NYU, first presented the proposal in a paper he wrote in 2012 titled Human Engineering and Climate Change. The crux of the paper argues for the use of radical biomedical interventions on humans so as to create people who are literally physiologically, environmentally friendly. What does that mean? You won't be able to poop or FRAT? Now, these biomedical, and I'm sorry for my cynical humor, but this is ridiculous. These biomedical interventions involve three approaches. a eugenics program against tall people, introducing intolerance towards meat, including beef, pork, and chicken, and radically lowering birth rates by altering women's cognitive abilities. With altering women's cognitive abilities, God forbid. Lao states that it's necessary to have a eugenics program that breeds tall people out of the population because the increase in human height over the past few centuries has had a negative environmental impact because tall people consume more calories. To carry out the eugenics program, Liao has two suggestions. The first one being the genetic screening of embryos before IVF implantation so that parents could have the option to choose children who are likely to be short and small. Liao's second suggestion is even more radical and involves injecting children with hormones to severely stunt their growth so they consume less calories when they are adults. God forbid. This is demonic. As for inducing meat intolerance, meat is a very good source of vitamin B12. God forbid if you have a lack of vitamin B12. Now, as for introducing meat intolerance, Lao uses a globalist elite's favorite excuse, climate change, to argue that we must make people allergic to meat by stimulating the immune system against common bovine proteins. This is taking authoritarianism to a whole new level, far surpassing anything attempted in Mao's China or Stalin's Russia, of course. Instead of eating meat, as humans have since time began, the WEF wants us to eat Bill Gates' lab-grown meat. The elite also have a thing for cannibalism. Here is WEF-aligned transhumanist politician Ben Zion consuming lab-grown meat, human meat, with what he claims is a historic first. The 40-year-old Facebook politician turned biohacker claims the lab-grown meat, human meat, is from cell cultures that he took from his own skin. Doesn't exactly look tasty. Why do they want us to eat crickets, bugs, and lab-grown human meat? The answer lies in how badly the elite want to eliminate and degrade us. But Lao's suggestion does not stop there. Getting into the elite's favorite topic, depopulation, and Liao suggests that to lower birth rates even further, the WEF should pump women full of smart drugs to enhance their cognitive abilities. He arrives at this conclusion by arguing that the more educated women become, the less children they have. Liao says women with low cognitive ability are more likely to have children before age 18. Liao says, hence, another possible human engineering solution is to use cognition enhancements such as Ritalin and modafinil to achieve lower birth rates. When Liao published his paper almost a decade ago, it caused controversy and was for the most part dismissed as eco-extremism even by climate change activists. But fast forward to the present day, and the extreme bioengineering proposals of the paper are being seriously discussed at the World Economic Forum. Last year in December, in preparation for the year's Davos Summit, the World Economic Forum unveiled its bioengineering framework in a presentation called 3 Scenarios for How Bioengineering Can Change Our World in 10 Years. Edible vaccines grown in plants and CRISPR gene editing were some of the highlights of the framework. The presentation was based off a World Economic Forum sponsored academic paper called Bioengineering Horizon Scan 2020. For this year's Davos Summit, Liao's Human Bioengineering paper was added to the Bioengineering Horizon Scan 2020 paper for both the World Economic Forum's Bioengineering Framework and Climate Change Framework. As radical as Matthew Liao's human and bioengineering suggestion might seem, their consideration and deliberation by the World Economic Forum should come as no surprise. Bill Gates is a fan of experimenting on the human body, whether his human subjects have given their consent for or otherwise, and Klaus Schwab considers bioengineering a key component for his fourth industrial revolution. Transhumanism. Do not underestimate these people. They are mad, drunk on power, and they do not have our best interests at heart. Well, my suggestion is, Klaus Schwab, you do it first, and Bill Gates, you do it first, and do it to your children. Let's see if they agree to that or not. I don't think they will. This is by Baxter Dimitri on News Punch. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. This is double fact-checked. kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.